no one warns you about this part of life. They tell you to work hard, to dream big, to keep going. But no one talks about the quiet pressure that builds every day, the pressure to look okay, to prove you're doing well, to show that your life is moving somewhere meaningful, even when inside nothing feels certain. At some point, you stop asking yourself how you feel. You start asking a different question instead. Does it look like I'm doing well? And slowly, that question begins to shape your choices, your pace, and the way you present yourself to the world, even when it no longer reflects the truth. You wake up tired, but you get up anyway. You smile, even when nothing feels light. You keep moving, not because you're inspired, but because stopping feels dangerous, like pausing might force you to confront how unsure you actually feel about where you're going. Without anyone saying it out loud, you learn the rules. Being okay is expected. Being successful is admired. And anything in between feels uncomfortable, like a place you're not supposed to stay in for too long. Welcome to Quiet Observer. This is not a place for advice or motivation. It's a space to slow down and observe the things many people feel, but rarely admit, especially the pressure to be okay, and the even heavier pressure to be successful. The pressure to be okay doesn't arrive suddenly, it settles quietly. At first, it's just the way you answer a question. How are you doing? You pause briefly, then choose the easier response. I'm okay. Not because it's true, but because it keeps things moving. Over time, that answer becomes automatic. You stop checking in with yourself before saying it. Being okay starts to mean coping, functioning, not causing concern. And slowly, you associate being okay with being acceptable. You notice how people react when you admit you're struggling, the awkward silence, the quick change of subject. So you learn to soften your truth, to edit it, to make it smaller than it really isn't. Hiding discomfort feels normal. Fatigue becomes just busy. Confusion becomes figuring things out. Emotional. Weight becomes nothing serious. And each time, you reinforce the idea that not being okay is something to handle quietly, on your own. From the outside, everything still looks intact. You show up, you meet responsibilities. But inside, there's a growing distance between how you appear and how you actually feel, a quiet numbness that makes life manageable, but less present. Eventually, being okay is no longer enough. You're expected to move forward, to improve, to become more. Success stops being personal and turns into a social requirement, something that needs proof, not just effort. You begin to measure yourself by outcomes, titles, numbers, milestones. Conversations change. People ask what you've achieved, not how you're feeling. And even harmless questions leave behind quiet comparisons. You scroll past other people's progress, promotions, announcements, celebrations, each one harmless alone, but together they form a pattern, a reminder that time is passing and everyone else seems to be moving faster. So, you adjust your pace. You work longer. You rest less. You tell yourself it's temporary, that once you reach the next level, you'll finally breathe. But the finish line keeps moving, always, just far enough ahead. Success begins to feel less like something you want, and more like something you're afraid to stop chasing. Because slowing down might look like giving up, and choosing less might look like failure. You stay busy, productive, tired. You treat your life like a project that needs constant optimization. Every moment must serve a purpose. Every pause must be earned. Gradually, you forget that success was once something you defined for yourself. Now it feels borrowed, absorbed from expectations you never questioned, but still feel responsible for meeting. There is a cost to carrying all of this. It doesn't arrive dramatically. It accumulates, showing up as tiredness sleep doesn't fix, a heaviness you can't explain, a sense that something is missing even when everything looks fine. You still function, you still achieve, but it feels like watching your life from a distance, like you're present but not fully inside the experience of being yourself. The pressure to be okay taught you how to suppress discomfort. The pressure to succeed taught you how to ignore exhaustion. Together, they taught you how to endure silently, and you became very good at it. Even when you're alone, you don't know how to stop performing. Rest feels undeserved. Stillness feels wrong. Your mind keeps working, planning, replaying, measuring as if doing nothing means falling behind. Eventually, the question changes again. It's no longer, am I okay? Or am I successful? It becomes, who am I without all of this pressure? And that question feels unsettling. You realize you've been surviving efficiently, but living carefully, choosing motion over meaning, endurance over presence. Not because you wanted to, but because it felt necessary. This isn't failure. It isn't weakness. It's what happens when being okay becomes an obligation, and success becomes a condition for feeling worthy while no one sees the cost. Maybe the lesson isn't about escaping pressure. Maybe it's about noticing it, how often you've ignored your limits, how often you've mistaken endurance for strength. Perhaps being okay was never meant to be permanent, and success was never meant to define your worth. They were moments, not requirements. Human, not absolute. The most meaningful parts of life have never been loud. Peace doesn't announce itself. Fulfillment doesn't arrive with milestones. It appears quietly when no one is watching. The real question may not be whether you're okay or successful, but whether you're listening to yourself as carefully as you listen to expectations. This video doesn't offer answers. It simply invites you to observe, to sit with these pressures without judgment, and notice what they've been shaping in your life. If something here felt familiar, you're welcome to stay. You can support Quiet Observer by liking this video or subscribing, not out of obligation, but as a quiet signal that reflection still matters.